While admiring some dinosaur bones in the Museum of Natural History, a tourist asked the guard, "How old are they?" And the guard replied, 73 million, 4 years, and 6 months old. The tourist looked a little perplexed. That's a rather exact number. How do you know their age so precisely? Well, the guard answered, the dinosaur bones were 73 million years old when I started, and I've been working here 4.5 years. Everybody knows. Well, a couple friends across the pond. They're students. And the first student walks in the room. He's going to take an oral history test. The teacher asks him, "Who was the father of communism?" And the first student replied, "Karl Marx." And this teacher asks, "What year?" And the student replies, 1848. Then the teacher asks, "Are ghosts real?" And the student replies, "Party says no, people say yes, scientists are doing research." Well, this first student gets a full score and walks out, and he meets his friend outside and told him, "The test is easy, just remember these three answers. Karl Marx, 1848. The party says no, the people say yes, and the scientists are doing research." So the second student walks in to take the oral history quiz, and the teacher asks, "What's your name?" "Karl Marx." Teacher frowns but continues, "What's your birth year?" And he replies, 1848. And the teacher angrily slams his pen on the table. "Are you crazy?" And the second student replies, "The party says no, people say yes, and science is doing research." I'll tell you a little story about 5 people on a plane, just for the fun of it. Unfortunately, the plane is about ready to crash. Tell you who's on the plane: Oprah, the Pope, Greta Thunberg, Biden, and Dr. Fauci. But the problem is there's only 4 parachutes. Fauci takes one and says, "I got to live so I can find more cures, more medical knowledge, save the world." And he jumps out of the plane. The Pope takes one and says, "I have to be there to provide spiritual guidance to the faithful during these hard times." And he jumps out. Biden takes one and says, "I have to live. I'm the smartest person in the world." And he jumps out. Oprah looks at Greta and says, "You take the last one. I've lived a good life, and yours is just beginning." Greta says, "No worries. There's still one for each of us. The smartest man in the world just jumped out of the plane with my backpack." Well, woke up this morning, a cool August morning. I've seen it snow in July, and everybody knows Apollo's hot, 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 and the universe is cold, and the radiation of the Van Galen, whatever belt that is. If you can't have some fun, what can you have? In between my stuttering and lisping, I've been doing all my life. I've seen it freeze in April. Yesterdays turn into tomorrows with futures of yesterday. Cycles come and cycles go. It was hailing in mid-July. And if we don't breathe, plants will never grow. Oh yeah, I've seen the Sunday morning rain. I've been on my knees playing the guitar and praying for crop failure. I rolled the sidewalks up on Saturday nights, and I've seen people fight. And if you make any sense out of that, well, you're doing better than me, 'cause I ain't got a clue. I just remember I rolled out of bed about 4 o'clock this morning and said, well, I gotta get to the radio station and make a fool of myself. You're listening to 91.5 WRPI Troy, the Upstate Underground, hanging out with the dew. You ever hang out with the dew on an August morning when the sun is brightly coming up over the horizon and you're wondering who's gonna be there and who you're gonna fall in love with today? Maybe a little infatuation, maybe a little bit of getting that second cutting of the hay in. Then fall will be on its way, and there's nothing like looking at those bales of hay in the daybreak of it, the daybreak of day. Let's get on with the shoe, A person says, oh, honestly, that's the truth. You pretty much know they're lying. A priest, a minister, and a young pastor are standing by the side of a crossroads holding up a sign. And the sign reads, spelled out clearly, the end is near. Turn back before it's too late. Well, along comes a pickup truck all jacked up and full of lumber. And the driver is swinging on a bottle. And he screeches to a halt before the 3 men in cloth, surveys the sign for a moment and bursts out in uncontrollable gaffes. You know what a gaff is. You all religious nuts, he shouts. And after regaining his breath, go hang out with some liberals, some anarchists. I'm a constitutionalist, he says. Puts the pedal to the metal. You hear the tires screech around the corner. The 3 men look at each other sadly, and moments pass, and then from down the road, a loud screech followed by a crash and splash. The minister turns to the other 2. Guys, he says, that was the 3rd one today. And the youth pastor sighs. You know, we should probably change our sign to say, the bridge is out instead. Well, it was one dim and dreary day. The ceiling fan was stirring the dust on the floor. The ashtrays were full to overflowing, and stale beer was spilled, and there was Doritos on the floor. My headache was pounding and the bloodshot eyes were bleeding. I couldn't sleep all night or the night before. Haven't showered, haven't shaved since I don't know when. As I shake the cobwebs from my brain, thinking murder, protest, fires, brutality, heat waves. Gonna freeze to death, mentally twisted. Man, have we sold out? Man, have we sold out to the government? Been stuck here so long we have. Eviction notice on the door. Welcome to Hotel USA. Payday loans. The accounts are shriveling. Haven't been paid in months. Last thing I remember, hoping to find a passage back. And as I ran for the door, I realized I could never leave. .5 WRPI Troy, hanging out with the Hairman in the morning. Don't get better or worse than this, does it? Well, maybe. Enjoy.